What's up, country style? It's me, Art, out here alongside the country road with traffic going by. You know, there was a time when we used to stand by the road and hitchhike, trying to catch a ride, thumbing, we'd call it. And, you know, we were young, we didn't have transportation, and we were just trying to get from here to there. And guess who I used to do a lot of those crazy adventures with? Yeah, your boy Ray Charles, a.k.a. The Dragon. And so he's on his way to come get me now. We're gonna cruise around a little bit and share a few more stories of things we used to do out here in the country. Get ready for The Dragon, country style.
Move! Go.
There he is again. All right, so here we are. We're in the car cruising now, and look who's here, The Dragon. Been a while since your fans have seen you, man. Say hey to your fans.
Hello, Dragon fans. It's your boy here, The Dragon, and I'm just saying pick Art out, and we're gonna ride out a little bit. He wants to hear some of the things that took place. It's a lot of them he know about, but you know, nevertheless, that's what we're gonna do here.
Yeah. Riding with The Dragon. So what you guys don't know is that this guy has more stories than Aesop's fables. He's been in more adventures, been caught up in more stuff than you can ever imagine. And a lot of it started right out here on these country roads when we used to be out cruising around, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, most definitely. A lot of it started out here. One of the things that we used to do is, like you said earlier when he was doing the introduction, we used to hitchhike out here. What we do, it'd be like 4 or 5 of us, and 2 or 3 of us would hide where 1 or 2 might actually thumb. And once you stopped to give those 2 the ride, then you'd find you had 2 more, so we'd all jump in the car, you know. And that was it. So
that was your idea?
Well, pretty much. I mean, we had to get where we're going, right? There's a lot of walking involved in that, you know, so had to improvise, man, you know.
So, Dragon, what do you think about our little town of Ennettsville here? You've been cruising these streets a long time. Ennettsville's not a bad place, is it?
No, it's just a small, little, quiet town, sort of laid back. Pretty much everybody know everybody. I know pretty much where everything is, per se. And actually, we're going downtown here, and
that's the courthouse right in front of us, and it's the county seat. Marlboro County here.
It's a little building that we used to go in and watch all the newer movies and things that at the time.
There's the old hardware store right there on the corner.
Yeah, that's it, that True Value. And the building here on the left, remember?
Oh yeah. Yeah. That was the old cinema theater right there.
Which is now our Marlboro Civic Center.
Yeah, that was the old cinema. I saw the movie Shaft in there. Yeah. You know, they say that cat Shaft's a bad mother. Shut your mouth.
I'm telling you, man, it's a good movie. Hey, while we're here, I'll just mention this part. I have 2 kids, Angelo Johnson and Marcus Radcliffe. And actually, this is the hospital to you right here. It's where my 2 kids were born, which is, at the time, was our
Marlboro
General Hospital.
My mother worked in that hospital.
Yeah, and so my kids were born.
Nurse there.
Yeah, I wasn't born in there. I was on the way there, but I was born in a car.
You were born in a car?
And I was actually born in my father's Oldsmobile. You know, so I had a few Oldsmobiles. It was a good car. In fact, it was a good car to be versed in, I guess. Yeah, but quite a few things.
Is that why you enjoy driving so much? Now, you love driving.
But yeah, I used to drive cab here. I did a lot of driving around here.
You know, he used to drive trucks. He rolled over a log truck.
Oh yeah.
You want to tell them about that?
Yeah, that
you
was
rolled
man,
over
say,
a fully loaded truck of
yeah.
logs.
Well,
What happened there? Was that your fault when it happened?
Well, no, actually, it was my fault, but you had a force, for the force of gravity, we say, because they call it top heavy. Actually, what it was a log truck, which horse timber to out to Willamette, which is a paper mill here. And I was out in the country there near Leicester, South Carolina. That's really deep. And what happened was, there's a little curve as we come out of the field. Well, first I left off part of it. The guy loaded my truck. He loaded a little top heavy. I had to even throw the rope way up over the top to get across there to tie it down.
So you're saying he had too many logs on it?
Quite too many. But by the paper mill getting ready to shut down and not being able to get that load off, I took the risk of going with the overloaded truck there. So anyway, I strapped it down, and just as I pulled out and turned to the right, there was a little curve, which I was only going about 35 miles an hour. Now this is the weird part. I'm driving, and I look in my right rear mirror, and the tandems are off the ground. The tandems are the real tires on the trailer. Yeah. They're off the ground. So at that time, I had just enough time to think about it. Next, the truck rolled over, and the next thing I remember is knocking my teeth out. Really, that's why I had the teeth knocked out here. And actually had to cut me out of the thing. It had logs that slid up beside me and everything. It wasn't because of speed. It was just top heavy. When I turned that curve, it just took it on over, you know.
But I mean, you weren't seriously injured. I mean you were injured, but nothing like life-threatening or anything like that.
No, I only lost a couple of teeth in it.
So, they say be careful what you ask for. So you now have quite the reputation as the super fiery hot guy. Everyone says, look, the dragon is the man when it comes to eating hot stuff.
Hot stuff I enjoy.
So have people been challenging you coming up and wanting you to eat hot stuff or trying to give you hot stuff?
Well, there's been those that have been actually saying that I'm crazy for doing it. And I've had a few that said that they could probably do it also, but they're not actually challenging. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for some people to challenge me. That would be great. So if any of you guys out there would like to challenge the dragon in a hot pepper eating contest, I'm your guy. Just look us up here and let us know, and we'll set something up. We'll do it.
Yeah. Now, how did you get so damn cool? I mean, everybody doesn't have that level of cool. Here's the dragon. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So you got that super cool low volume and stuff there. Now, did you have to practice that, or did it just come naturally for you?
No, that's to the dragon. Everything's comes natural. Nothing is fake, and everything's real. I mean, that's just it. I mean, I'm just I'm just a laid back guy. I've always been laid back. You know this from being kids. Yeah.
I hear you, dude. Okay. So here we are. We're just kind of riding with the dragon. Just cruising around town here. By the way, Bennettsville is not the biggest of places. Right there is the McDonald's. That's a popular place. The McDonald's is pretty popular. It's always packed. Look at all the people in line over there right now. Because there's just not a whole lot of eating options here, and that McDonald's is one of them. Of course, there is what is this over here now? This place changes names all the time.
That now is a Japanese restaurant. It used to be Chinese. They just switched it from Chinese to Japanese, which is virtually the same food if you ask me, but they say there's a distinct difference, however,
So, as you're cruising around now, after all, you're the dragon of YouTube fame now. What's that been like for you with your notoriety? Now everybody knows you.
Well, that's pretty much true. I mean, take for instance, like pretty much any place I go now to get gas or something, I have someone make the reference to, yeah, I know you, you're that guy, yeah, you're the dragon, and then they'll like want to. I had several people ask me for my autograph as to my fame for that. I have no idea.
Okay, we're on Highway 38 here now. This is also called Blenheim Highway. And that's where we're heading now. By the way, we didn't tell everybody what you call your car. You want to properly introduce your vehicle to everybody?
For all you guys that didn't know, some may already know, this is officially the Great White.
The Great White.
The Great White. That's the name of the vehicle, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is a luxury vehicle, great sunroof in here, you know. I mean, come on, he's got everything you need here.
Yeah,
hey, I see that you got your little tree right there for your air freshener.
Well, that's because back in the day we had the little trees, and I also have the more modern air freshener here in the vent here, but the trees is a traditional thing. You gotta have a tree, man. Without a tree,
it ain't country without a tree.
You gotta have a tree, man.
What's your favorite flavor that you get?
My favorite flavor is vanilla. I like vanilla,
You hear that? The damn dragon likes vanilla.
Well, vanilla is real. It's soft, it's smooth, and it's just shiny to you. It's an uplifting thing. It's a smiley face fragrance. You got to be a smiley face to like the vanilla.
I hear you.
Here's one of the trucks that I rolled over, similar to this. This is one of the log trucks here that I flipped one over like that.
It was just like that.
Yeah.
Does that give you nightmares when you see that?
Well, not so much as that. I have some stories that do give me nightmares, but they aren't about trucks like that. They're about the actual 53-footers, when I was driving for night transportation.
Yeah.
Which was over the road,
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that for 14, yeah.
Right. Hey, look. The Dragon told you he's honorably discharged from the military. But, now you did have an episode in the military that wasn't that damn honorable. You were brand new to the military. Let's set the stage.
Okay.
You were just out of high school.
Correct.
And you enlist to go to the United States Army. And what you have to know is that the Dragon is a romantic. He's a lover. The ladies love him. But the loving and military don't always go hand in hand. What the hell happened when you got to New Zealand?
Well, actually, what happened was when we got to New Zealand, I went with the whole cast on, first of all, so I didn't really have to do any of my military duties. I just had a first sergeant that was, he leave no man behind. Anyway, so they had a little spot, a fish and chip little spot, where you go with your beer and your fish and your chips. And I was in there one evening, and me and some of the guys, right? I met this beautiful girl, New Zealand girl, beautiful. And I went home with her, okay? So after going home with her and staying overnight, the next day I decided I wasn't gonna come back. I was just gonna desert the United States Army and stay in New Zealand.
Wait a minute, stop right there. Stop right there. You all saw the movie Harlem Nights and the infamous scene with Sunshine, when he calls his wife and says, honey, I ain't coming home no more.
Yeah.
You basically told Uncle Sam, I've found the love of my life.
Exactly.
And I'm not coming home. I'm not coming back to the military no more.
Definitely. I am content to stay where I am. Very beautiful woman, nice home, nice people. What was I going to come back here for?
So you went AWOL.
Yeah, I was AWOL.
Absent without leave.
Yeah, my unit went back to Hawaii. I was stationed in Hawaii, 25th Infantry Division, Schofield Barracks, Hawaii. Anyway, my unit going back, they were aware that I wasn't with them when they went back, but the unit had to go back. They weren't, then they did the little thing about trying to locate me later. Actually, it was like 2 to 3 weeks later, that my first sergeant and two MPs came to the door at this young lady's place where I was staying anyway. I said, hey man, look, you gotta come with us. I said, no, look, I'm from the United States. The land of opportunity is supposed to be free. I should be free to stay, so I'm gonna stay. I said, no, listen, man, you gotta come with us, but don't worry, won't too much happen to you. So when they say won't too much happen to me, I started, kind of lightening up, because I know I'm in big trouble here. Anyway,
They tricked you.
They tricked me back. Yeah, they tricked me back. They told me wouldn't much happen. When I got back, I got an Article 15. For those of you who don't know, an Article 15 is where they take pay from your check that you get from your military pay. Okay, so I got an Article 15 for half my pay. I had 90 days KP, that's kitchen duty.
So I guess there's a lesson to be learned here, but I just got to ask you this.
Okay.
Was she worth it?
Wow, well, man, yeah, I tell you, I'd do it again if I had an opportunity. I mean, they should have just left me, guy. I was fired. It was great. It was beautiful, man.
Kitchen police duty,
beautiful.
got busted down on your pay raise and
rank and everything.
And,
yeah.
Well,
you know, that's what happens when you're young. Young soldiers, they don't often go AWOL, but they often do silly things like that, you know. Now today I realize that wasn't really a smart move, but back then it was the greatest thing I could have done.
Yeah. Okay, now this is interesting here. Right over in this area here is where you used to live.
Street that we're coming up on here. See that large patch of trees sitting over there?
Yeah, that large patch of trees right there. That was the beginning birthplace for the dragon.
Yeah, that's where my house used to be, right there, right off of Jones Road there, right there. And it's a rather funny built house because it had the dining area was separated from the house. They had what they call a gap in it. You remember that?
Yeah, I do remember.
Yeah. The living quarters was on one end, and then you walk. Well, you're still on the porch and under cover and all, but you have to actually walk down to the dining area, and where the kitchen and the dining area was.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird that we had to do that.
You had some good times in that house, though.
Yo, man, I had some great times in that house, man.
So we've pulled up here at this location. Dragon with his red shoes. He's ready. Great story that happened right here long time ago, and I got to show you this building. We're going to walk on over to it. Come on, Dragon.
All right.
And tell them this story.
All right.
You see this little building here? It's not much. Tiny little place. But this used to be a little, what you call it, a general store?
That's what it was. It was a little bar-like store.
It was like a little
you
bar.
get your soft drinks and your beer and listen to your jukebox and things like that.
This was Kite Peterkin's place. Just a small little place where you could go in and get a beer or a soda or whatever you were having. Yeah. So what happened here, Dragon, at Kite Peterkin's store?
Well, it's funny, a friend of ours, Moses, another one of our classmates, we lost him though, God rest his soul. Anyway, this is a tight little place, and there's his little window here on the side.
Where's that?
Okay. There used to be a building here, a big brick white stone building called the Blunt 'em Inn. And what we were doing actually was Moses and I were on a little operation of snatch and steal, we call it, you know.
Yeah.
So we came into the store earlier and unlocked the window from the inside. These boys weren't here then. There was not much going on. So we unlocked the window, and what we did was, it was closed. So Moses and I snuck over here one afternoon right before he opens.
In the daytime?
In the daytime, brought up late. But the building was here blocking us. So we lifted the window up, I went in, Moses stayed out, and the idea was we were going to take, just offload cases of beer.
Yeah. So you're inside or outside?
At the time, I'm inside.
You're inside.
Right.
Okay, let's get this visual.
Okay.
And you're handing beer out the window.
Cases of beer out the window to Moses. Moses taking the cases of beer and stacking them off up by the building. We're going to retrieve them later.
And then he'd reach back for more.
Then he'd come back. So he'd walk off. I'd go get another one. On about the third one, I came to the window. I passed it to what I thought was Moses at the time. Then as I turned and started back, my mind clicked and said, that wasn't Moses, that was Deputy Sheriff John Cabell. So I turned around, and as I turned around, he said, come on out, Ray, come on out.
So basically, you handed a case of beer to the sheriff as you were stealing.
Yeah, because he hadn't put Moses in the car. They had him, and he was just standing there to see what my next move. My next move was the next case. So I handed it to him. We're doing it quick, man, mind you. This is happening fast. So I passed and I turned around and, oh my God, that deputy sheriff, John Cabell. He said, come on out, Ray, come on out. So I came on out and
now, we're laughing about this now, but you got to remember these guys were kids.
Yeah.
Barely old enough to.
We snuck away from school to do this.
They snuck away from school to come do this, so it's not like he was a hardened criminal.
No.
They were just, trying to find their way.
We were devilish.
You were devilish. You actually handed the case of beer out of this window to a standing police officer.
Yes, I did.
Now, by the way, another little thing, right across the street here, that was Booker T's.
That was it. Little place we used to go and shoot pool.
Yeah, that's where we learned
Play
to shoot
pinball machine and stuff.
pinball. Yeah, wasn't much in there. You know, you could go in and you could get a really good pickled pig foot in a jar.
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Booker T has some good pickled pig feet in the
yeah,
jars
yeah.
in there, man. But anyway,
Yeah.
we're in Blenheim.
Blenheim, mind you.
Let's keep moving.
Yeah.
Let's keep moving.
We'll do
You
that.
know what we need?
What do we need?
We need a Blenheim ginger ale.
Well, sure. We should be able to pick up some over there at Parker's. Remember, Tommy, we're not classmates.
Yeah.
The drinks are over. I think they're over here.
So we're heading now to the most famous building in Blenheim, and that's the old historic, what we call the soda plant,
Yeah.
where they make the Blenheim ginger ales.
Yeah, soda plant.
The soda plant. We're gonna head over there. So we're here now. This is back in the woods, by the way. I mean, where we are right now, there's nothing really back
here. But
right here is what we want you to see.
Right.
This is the mineral spring water right there. It's been running a long time.
quite some time. Yeah, it never stops. It's been running for ever since it began. The history of it is it never stopped. That water has never stopped. Yeah, and these are actually the water from there is what we're drinking here.
Right.
This is actually mineral spring water from Blenheim,
Mineral
South
spring
Carolina.
water. And it says right on there,
Yeah.
made from pure water. It says it right on the bottle.
Yeah, it is.
So the shell of this old building here, that's what's left of the old soda plant where they used to make these. We spent a lot of time down here, didn't we?
Yeah, great bit, man. In fact, Leon and I used to work out here. That's when we were in school. After school, we'd come out and work out here at the bottle plant.
Yeah, look at it. This is just a shell of an old building now. And look how tiny it is. That was the entirety of the plant.
But this place produced so many bottles of soda a day, man. We used to have 6 to 8 trucks come out here a day when Leon and I worked here. It's just yeah.
Those days are gone.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, we spent a lot of time in this building. And sometimes we were in there when we weren't supposed to be in there.
Yeah, well, we did do that a couple of
Because we just had to have a bottle of Blenheim ginger ale.
Yeah.
So here we go. Here's a toast.
It's Blenheim Bottle Works.
The Blenheim Bottle Works. So it's really good ginger ale.
Yeah, it is.
Look at that. This is a really good ginger ale. I've told you about this before. Don't you agree, Big Dragon?
And being a dragon, as you know, he has the mild one. I have the one that's the hot flavor, of course. It has to be hot.
Yeah. And it's hot.
Yeah, it is really hot.
Yeah. It's hot. But it's good. Get you some. Well, let's keep on riding, Dragon.
All right, sure. I think.
Hey, I'm hungry. What do you say let's go get a fish sandwich?
Sure, I'm in. Let's go get one.
Okay, can we order now?
Yeah, y'all can order.
Okay, we want 2 spots sandwiches,
Why are you talking so loud?
because I got this mask on.
2-spot sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got red.
Red what?
Kool-Aid.
Oh, how much is the Kool-Aid?
More, get this man with this camera. My mama gonna fuss you out.
How much is the Kool-Aid? I'm gonna buy some.
$1.38.
$1.38? Okay, I want some Kool-Aid. you think, Dragon? A good day of riding around out there?
Sure, yeah. Fish is pretty good too.
Yeah. You enjoy going down memory lane like that?
Sure, man, it was nice, great. I enjoyed myself, yeah, pretty good. Had a pretty good time.
And you enjoyed the fish?
Fish is pretty good. Well, bony, but it's pretty good.
So there you have it. Sitting down with this fish now, a fish sandwich with 2 spots on it for $3.99. And I've got my cherry Kool-Aid for just over $1. It's good eating. Bon appetite. Riding with the dragon.